So recently, FC Barcelona lost on the signing of Estevao Williams, aka Messinho. Estevao Williams is going to be joining Chelsea for a total of 34 million euros plus 27 million euros in add-ons. Estevao Williams is considered as one of the great Brazilian gems right now, right next to Endrick, who is also going to be joining Real Madrid. To FC Barcelona, this was a very important signing because if Barcelona want to secure their future, one of the best ways to do that is to sign young, promising talent. Even Neymar, who recently had an interview 2 days ago, stated that Estevao Williams is the best Brazilian wonder kid right now, and he did not mention Endrick. And so Barcelona have just seen a huge loss. And the reason why I am telling you guys this is because Barcelona are now maneuvering, and one of the players that is being eyed on greatly is named Samakou Nomoko, who is also a right winger and plays in the exact same position of Estevao Williams. Nomoko is a player that is coming through La Masia. He is 16 years old, the exact same age of Lamine Yamal. He can play on the left wing, also as a right winger, and sometimes we do see him as a center forward, but he mainly does play on the wings 90% of the time. Currently, he does represent Barcelona Cadet A, which is the under 16 team. In the 2023-2024 season with Cadet A, he scored 11 goals, provided 7 assists in 22 appearances, and had 17 starts. For Juvenile B, he scored on his debut, and during the MIC football tournament, he scored 6 goals in 8 matches. This is very, very impressive. It goes to show that Nomoko is outgrowing within the competitions that he's currently in, which is always a good sign. Usually, when we see players who are 16, 17, or 18 years old just outclassing all of their opponents, it does mean that their progression is growing faster than many of us do expect. And that is what makes Samakou Nomoko so special and could possibly be one of the next great La Masia gems in the near future. So let's go on and talk about his strengths and style of play. In terms of his passing, he's a very accurate and smart passer. He's always ready to receive and give good passes. He's an exceptional dribbler with the ability to beat many defenders because he's very dynamic. He can shift to the left, shift to the right. He's great in doing body feints, very similar to Dembele, and his first touch is also there. His technique and close control is what allows him to get through very tight spaces. Having the first touch and great ball control is very important, especially when you want to make it at a team like FC Barcelona. Vitor Roque knows this. He knows that he needs to improve his first touch, his ball control, in order for him to produce attacks effectively. Somebody like Nomoko has no problem in this at just 16 years old. He's also considered as the fastest player in La Masia, and that is how he's able to get through so many defenders, is because he has close control. He utilizes his speed to outpace any defender he does encounter. Usually when we see bigger center backs trying to challenge the player, he usually tends to have great balance. He can never be outbodied. He is physically extremely strong for his age. The player is always constantly looking for goals and looking for opportunities to create goal scoring chances. He looks extremely hungry, very aggressive up top, and that is the reason why he is so versatile. He can play on the right wing and on the left wing position. He always does look for ways to get into the box and to shoot the ball. I would say that in the end, he is much more suited to play on the right wing position within a 4-3-3 formation. So again, very similar to Lamine Yamal, except when you look at his style of play and how he does run, he does tend to shadow Dembele. Looking at his achievements, he was a key player for the Infantil A in the 2021-2022 season and Cadet B last season, and he was always, but I mean always, scoring goals no matter the division that he was in throughout La Masia. So his potential is huge, and even though he's still very young, Nomoko is still seen as a world-class potential prospect. And I do think that in the future, maybe in about 3 years, we can see Nomoko in the conversation of whether he should be in the squad or not. And Barcelona do have to eye him early, show appreciation early, because eventually we are going to be hearing other top European clubs wanting the player. Very similar to how Chelsea do want Marc Gui right now. It's almost as if Barcelona have hit the La Masia jackpot, where we see about 3 to 4 new La Masia gems every year, and many European clubs want to have a grab of this pot of gold. And it would be wonderful to see this player join the Spanish national team, but he still has a choice because he's so young. He can either play for Spain or Mali, and whether it's Spain or Mali, one of these countries are going to be very fortunate to have the player. So it's important for us to monitor the progress of Nomoko because, like I've said, FC Barcelona recently just lost in the signing of Estevao Williams to Chelsea, and that creates a gap in their future attacking prospects. Eventually, in about 2 years, Lamine Yamal is going to need competition on the right wing. As of now, in the short term, it is going to be Rafinha. Another player could be Ferran Torres, but for sure, in the future, when Lamine Yamal is 19 to 20 years old, another player has to come in. 4 months ago, all of us were saying it's going to be Estevao Williams, but since that is not going to happen, Nomoko could be a great challenger. So in the end, he's an exceptional young talent for La Masia with a bright future ahead. He's versatile, he can play on both wings, he has amazing skills, he has close control, one of the fastest players in La Masia, if not the fastest player in La Masia, and we need somebody like him. him. We'll see what Hansi Flick does with the player in the future. I do expect him to be still in the youth academy. I don't necessarily believe that he's going to be like in the first team or called up to the first team. I mean, we never know, but as of now, I'm just going to assume that at the very most, he makes it to Barca Athletic, but for sure not in the first team. It is very likely that by the time we do get into the next year, around this time, which is the summer of 2025, then we will start hearing this player getting called up to the first team by Hansi Flick. And so that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.